Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to LCK Spring 2020. I'm Atlas, joined by LS here for a game that I honestly didn't think would happen tonight, but it's Game 3 between Gen.G and APK. APK really putting a stop to Gen.G's stranglehold on the series after game number 1, and coming back with a fantastic performance, and now move with momentum into a game number 3.
Yeah, they're moving with momentum into Game 3. They're going to be back on the blue side, however. So we'll see what that can end up influencing in terms of their drafts. Last game, they managed to come back from a deficit by mechanically outplaying Gen.G in several team fights. And so you have to wonder what kind of a mindset is Gen.G in now going into game number 3. We're going to look at player of the game, Hybrid.
933. Whoa, that's impressive.
That's
my God.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's money damage. I think that Ruler was on a very similar number, as he did more damage than Hybrid in this particular game. But still, 933 is gigantic damage numbers, and was certainly a very impressive performance out of this Kalista on APK's side. Ruler really just not able to carry as hard as the new APK AD carry.
Well, we'll see if he can manage to get the Kalista this time around again, as the ending here obviously very sad if you are a Gen.G fan. They just sort of got collapsed on. Not all their members were there either. And Gen.G just really sloppy. There was no reason to play the game as fast as they did at so many different points. But we'll see what can happen if Gen.G get another... Okay, someone voted for top lane.
Yeah. Someone voted for Ixu, who played on, and, you know, he did stuff. Don't know whether he did stuff in any special way, but 8 out of 9 is going to be the votes there for Hybrid. Once again, LS and I on the right page, as we know, and Cloud Templar was the one random Ixu fan on the broadcast, so now we know that if he's just going to vote for Ixu all the time, he's biased.
Okay.
That's just my reasoning. Right there.
That makes sense, I think.
Into ban and pick for game number 3. APK now back on the blue side. So far, red side has won every game, and so this should theoretically, on paper, mean Gen.G are going to win this game. However, they do need to prove it to us here, as the first ban, taking a little bit of a think, is APK. And see what they do decide to take away from Gen.G.
Well, first ban by APK. What's it going to be? It will be the set. Aphelios now being responded
Instantly.
by Gen.G. Yeah, instantly. So we saw this in game number 1.
Yep, no thought whatsoever. They just made sure that they banned away that Aphelios as soon as was possible. And now, Varus, once again, going to be the second ban here by APK. Is now Gen.G think about center ban, or they're going to go for a Trundle ban. Not allow that one to be first picked here by APK. As Gen.G were able to pick up the Trundle in game number 2, but it wasn't actually able to give them anything that they really wanted. See what APK takes away here as the final ban on the blue side. Kalista still available, Senna still available. And they might be the choices made here. 1 second to go and Senna is taken off the board. Might mean that APK do just get that Kalista once again, unless it is just going to be respect banned by Gen.G. And it is taken off the board. So, what do APK decide to do? Could just be the Ornn locked away.
Well, B1 Ornn is definitely not that bad, but maybe they want to try to get some sort of an advantageous matchup or absorb bans perhaps down in the second ban phase by Ixu, as they're picking up the Jarvan.
I don't mind this as a pick up and a pick away. I was going to say that maybe a Jarvan could be opted in for, and Flawless is going to lock that one away for himself. Now, Gen.G can take away their bottom lane if they'd like to. They could take away a priority mid laner if they'd like to. Still a few more options here left available. And the Misfortune stock is certainly up, but not going to be used as that Kalista answer this time around, as Clid is going to take the Rek'Sai, the champion that Flawless had pretty good performance on in the last game, and Clid was able to win with in game number 1.
Yeah. He gets the Rek'Sai for himself. We'll see what AD carry they're going to pick up. 4 Ruler down in the bot lane.
Might be an Ezreal game.
Ezreal not bad against Jarvan by any means. Okay, what is going on here? As MF getting picked up yet again, and her priority has really tapered off a lot, though, globally, compared to some of the other ADCs. And I understand that, yes, 4 of the AD carries are banned, but champions like Ezreal are still open down in the bot lane. As okay, speaking of Ezreal.
Yeah, and it could be Ezreal Yuumi locked in here if they'd like to. Not sure about Secret's Yuumi play. Let me just have a look at my stats page to see how he's been doing on this particular pick thus far. Opening up APK right here just to check in. And so far, he has played it once, and he didn't die, and they won. So, wouldn't be bad. However, cover is just going to take away his LeBlanc now that he has access to it. And BDD might just answer with a Zoe once again for his 3rd game in a row.
Well,
and did BDD get to 1,000 kills? I think he's still at 999.
He's right there at 999, as Zoe should come in. Okay, it is going to come in. So, rather than APK opt for the Zoe Ezreal team composition, cover going on to the LeBlanc, and this is a little bit worrisome, because now it does mean that he's going to be on the losing end of a matchup yet again.
Yeah, it feels a little bit wonky to lock that one in instead of having what is a really powerful first round of picks if the Zoe was locked in, and then it does sort of block the LeBlanc a little bit because Zoe has a pretty decent matchup into the LeBlanc, as you've spoken about already. Ixu's champion pool now being targeted as the Alawi is going to be taken away, and it might mean that APK just default back to another Ornn, unless Rascal is going to choose to pick that one away, which I wouldn't mind, to be perfectly honest. Does APK decide to ban the Yuumi themselves? Interesting, to say the least.
Well, see if they ban yet another Ixu pick. I don't think that you'd have to be worried about a Zilean or anything of that nature, so Aatrox actually going to be the champion that's banned away. That surprises me a little bit, given that Akali's still open, you pick your support on R4, and then if the opposing team does pick the Aatrox, your Akali actually has a lot of usage against APK's team comp, and also wins out against the Aatrox, so definitely peculiar there. But now Akali gets banned, and I feel like APK is not really reading the Aatrox ban totally, as now they might have just done Gen.G a favor, because now they can get Ornn completely for free.
And then is the response the Zilean plus tank support? That's the question in my mind. Ixu does like to go to the Zilean as far as his Ornn counter matchups are concerned. 15 seconds to go, though, before we do figure out exactly what is going to happen here. As the Sylas is available as well, but not really an Ixu-flavored counter pick, to be honest. And there it is. Zilean being looked at and locked away as the counter pick option from Ixu.
Well, what support are they going to pair Ezreal with? It is going in blind, and that's why it can be a little bit rough. Normally, you'd probably like an Enchanter support or something to go with Ezreal in this dynamic, but unfortunately, going in blind, they're going to end up picking up the Tahm Kench. This gives Gen.G the ability to choose an Enchanter or a Mage support. Even though there is quite a bit of magic damage already on the side of Gen.G, it would still be really good against the Tahm Kench. Okay.
There we go. That's the Braum. And that's a bit sad, but that's okay. We'll see what the Braum's going to be able to block. As I think I was right there with you, my friend. I think the Mage support certainly had a decent position to be locked away there. Even a Zyra. Zyra MF is a disgusting lane and certainly would do a number on ye old Tahm Kench, but that's okay. Sometimes you don't get what you're looking for.
I just don't know how to I don't know how to feel about this one. All right, I'm really not so sure about this. I think Bard would have been really. Bard would have been fine.
Yeah, it would. Bard MF is actually pretty disgusting, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It's just not going to happen. It's this is the draft. This is what we see. And it's pretty stable out of Gen.G, to be perfectly honest. They've got the Ornn on the top side for that late game insurance. Ruler is once again on a late game carry. And we're going to have to see something special out of Hybrid to try and get himself to a winning position as this game crests mid to late game. Because Misfortune could potentially just run away with it if given the opportunity.
Well, Zilean, Jarvan, LeBlanc, Ezreal, and Tom Kench versus Ornn, Rek'Sai, Zoe, Misfortune, and Braum. So lots of slipperiness on the side of APK, but definitely a big question mark. Can they actually get to mid-game without falling super far behind? The LeBlanc and the Zilean gonna have a really hard time against some of the champions on the side of Gen.G in the later stages, but the other question is, the bot lane is very prone to getting snowballed on via just pressure coming in from Clid and BDD. It's very akin to what they did in game number 1.
Yeah, so we'll see what APK does to try and mitigate that. They obviously know exactly how potent this combo can be because they suffered at the hands of it at level 1 in game 1. But all 5 members of Gen.G now just walking after Flawless to try and get an early kill. They're not going to be able to, as Prince Jarvan IV just wanders his way out. There we go. Bomb gets some value there for Ixu, who has himself a Doran's Ring start. Not anymore. Are we spell thiefing on the top side? Is Deep Vision certainly there for Gen.G? As they're looking to go back, they switch to some sweepers and look to get this laning phase underway. There's Rascal going to be wearing the bomb. A bit of harassment there from Ixu.
Looks like he's coming in looking for yet another bomb. Not going to manage to find it. As Zoe, I mean, she's just doing her workout right now inside of that brush.
That's what you got to do, man. You got to, you know, this is the isolated times. You got to make sure that you can work out where you find an opportunity. As we've got a blue side start on the Wolves here for Clid. As the blue buff not going to be looked at just yet. And Zilean probably not going to find Clid here. As BDD just getting a shove on here in the mid lane. We'll see how cover goes in this matchup. It can be dicey. But no vision actually put down here for Ixu. As Flawless knows exactly what's going on. And we're going to have some vertical jungling here for what feels like the first time in a while. Yeah. For both of our junglers.
And the Rek'Sai probably not going to be able to pressure the Zilean unless Ixu makes a pretty big blunder. But Flawless with red into blue, probably going to start up the Gromp immediately after that. Will find himself in a pretty good position.
And Rascal just flaunting his pretty decent stats here on the Ornn. Currently 12-4 so far in the LCK here. And a lot of these victories have happened on Gen.G. I believe he suffered his first loss only recently on the pickup against Dragon X. As you can see Clid's topside.
Yeah, Clid is indeed topside, was looking for something, but there's just no way for it to possibly happen. Even if Ixu was not in a gankable spot, super healthy, also had the level 2. Rascal would not have had any follow-up. So cover is 2-0 right now on the LeBlanc.
And BDD's 9-1
yeah, BDD
on the Zoe.
9-1.
Not bad. Rascal, a couple of losses on the Ornn, actually.
2 minutes actually until Cloud. I have no idea what Clid's is doing. They really want to set up this gank, but things can get a bit dicey here. Now Clid should know about the Tremor Sense on Jarvan. Wait, what?
Yeah, Jarvan actually spots Clid out with that control ward, as you can see. And he's going to get knocked up, but Flawless opting in for this. Doesn't really want it, as there's the bombs that come in, but he doesn't actually get any sort of CC. His cover over to the side, finds BDD, but the Paddle Star's not doing the damage that they really want. As cover doesn't really find too much there and has his passive broken, and Clid is going to be able to lock down this Rift Scuttler.
So that was one of the most bizarre things. So Clid reacted really late to the Jarvan, and had Ixu not messed up, I'm pretty sure Clid would have just died.
Yeah.
If both the double bombs ended up going off, Flawless would have been able to certainly pick up the kill, and he just would have made a donation over. So really peculiar play coming out of him super early on, especially because you can't dive Zilean in that spot. He's just going to QWQ, you're going to get stunned underneath the turret. If he has
there's a follow-up.
Okay.
Yeah, BDD down to 100, cover less than that. As now Flawless not able to get anything done as the Ignite picked up off the ground there by BDD. And Clid finds this minion wave, looking to try and give BDD the best back he can possibly find. There's
Remember,
cover in position here as well.
He has flash available, so EQ flash to get onto BDD is something he could try. BDD obviously able to respond with flash, but now cover gonna soak up some XP, sharing it with Jarvan as well.
Yep, Jarvan gets out of there in the end.
Yeah, BDD does get the initial first recall, but the game overall moving very slow. Not too much chaos happening anywhere else. Ornn is at a pretty comfortable CS lead up in top, built Sapphire Crystal first. We'll see if he outright completes Catalyst or if he just ends up... Okay,
yeah, he's gonna have that one in his back pocket.
Yeah, just gets Negatron or something. As Cloud Dragon, first one of the game, does mean that we will have yet another exciting soul.
Yeah, thankfully no Cloud Souls this time around. That was a thing of the past. That was our first series. It was a cloudy day then, but things cleared up here for this series, and it certainly has been paying dividends. Currently Gen.G with a slight advantage, but not really in too much other than just getting map control and CS around this map. Nothing crazy to happen just yet. Both teams on track for a perfect game, know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know, I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, Alex. I think that is absolutely something that is occurring here. And I just wanted to ask you, what are you planning to get for dinner after this?
I'm not entirely sure. Probably like might just go to like a makgeolli place or something like that, or an izakaya. You know, the places that are just generally open at around 10:30 at night. That's what I was thinking. Is Ixu taking a bit of damage there? Misses his double bombs. Is flawless. Coming on in. Maybe this is going to put Rascal in a false sense of security type location.
Rascal's actually really low on HP, and Ixu has ultimate, so Flawless should be able to just go in here with EQ, get Zilean ultied.
Yeah, it doesn't actually find the knock-up as you were looking at as there it is. And Ixu just decided that he wouldn't press his R button because I think he was too low on mana, which is bad news. There's the trouble bubble, and that is a dead cover most likely also, and that's called finding the right one, as Clid plays that minigame real nicely.
So they ended up botching the tower dive onto top, and like you said, I do believe that Zilean probably went below the mana threshold for his ultimate, but nonetheless, I think he should have been casting it sooner than he did. The second bomb didn't need to happen if he just played it clean, so let's take a look at this one more time. So he has 250 mana, and, okay, pay attention to his mana pool. So E's still not cast, don't know what he's waiting for. And, okay. So he didn't...
Oh, he needed 120, and he... Okay. Does it cost 120?
125.
Oh, 125,
and he had 118.
so you just...
But he never cast E. So...
Interesting. This is also a dive bottom lane. This hybrid is just going to die, and Gen.G look angry in this game. It started to snowball already. Oh, well, fantastic bubble. As our cover getting taken down relatively low, but Gen.G now looking for it as BDD finds his 1000th kill in amongst all of that. I can't believe that we didn't react to it immediately, but congratulations to BDD as he conquers that milestone. He's the 12th player so far in LCK history to pick up the 1000th kill. And him and Ruler only recently joining those particular collection of players. And very interesting that ambition is there in between both BDD and Ruler. Gen.G certainly being represented right there as far as the 1000 kills are concerned. Clid just takes down Flawless, guys. I don't think we necessarily needed to talk about that one, as Flawless does take away the Rift Herald, but there's Bullet Time doing fantastic work there for Ruler. Oh, almost able to get that double up, but unable to actually do so, as everyone somehow on APK gets out alive.
Yeah, everyone on APK manages to escape from that, but recall's gonna be interrupted. Hybrid doesn't have teleport available, so that's bad news bears. Clid now coming in as well, gonna start up the blue buff. Gen.G are ahead 3,000 gold. They have a better late and mid-game team composition. Cover in Hybrid, they just have such tall orders on them in this game. It makes things really rough. In that, okay, so this is the 1000th kill, and it's not a secret. that it was the 1000 kill, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I mean, the secret
He ate a
certainly
Tom
was
Kent
a
for
kill.
his 1000 kill. That's like sushi.
Mm-hmm.
Exquisite. Absolutely exquisite. We come back into live. 2 minutes until Mountain Dragon is coming up.
And we got a bit of an issue in chat. I'm trying to get that one sorted out for you guys. I apologize that nothing is being done about it at the moment, but I assure you that we will get onto it as soon as possible. As Secret and Hybrid now pushing up here on the bottom side of the map. And it's a 3,000 gold lead here for Gen.G, already in great standing, moving into the mid game, which is very dangerous because APK wanted to have a pretty good mid game around their Ezreal and their LeBlanc, of course. And so far, things certainly not working out that way. Good tower plate, though, to go over to cover here in this mid lane. And B2D not able to really answer it whatsoever. As you can see, only 400 gold the lead here for the Zoe. And Clear just scouting around this river, trying to find himself a Jarvan or some other target. Not able to just yet.
All right, well, took care of the issue in chat. Not a big deal. Less security.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we sorted it out. Big sorry for everyone, as Ender thankfully turned up to try and get things sorted. He's not a mod, so it's
He's
not. He is here though, guys. So if you guys just want want a bit of a taste of the LEC, we have Endercasts here in chat.
Wrap it up.
Keeping his company.
Well, okay. Coming back into the live game. 3,000 gold advantage, 15 seconds till the Mountain Dragon is going to come up. Gen.G should be the ones that end up getting that. They're the ones that currently have Prio down in bot lane. They have the wave crashed. They're getting all the vision set up. They're going to get the Scuttle Crab as well. BDD just returned from getting his blue. He's going to be able to shove in the wave onto cover. You have the rotation coming down from Rascal. Everything is really lining up for them to take over this game. It's going to either be Infernal or Ocean that's going to come up next. I think Infernal is a lot more obnoxious for APK to deal with, just because suddenly Zoe, Paddle Stars, and even any sort of auto attacks from MF are just going to delete 3 of the 5 members on APK, and conveniently the ones that are intended to be dealing damage and sort of having to be a pseudo frontline. So 2 minutes still remaining on plates, but everyone on Gen.G is just super far ahead right now.
Yeah, they're massive. And Hybrid now looking to try and get some plate gold here towards the top side. Clid finds Secret on his way over, but it's still a 3 versus 2 in this instance. And it looks like APK are going to be able to at least capitalize on a few of these plates here before they do go down in a minute and a half's time. You're looking for that Infernal Soul, but it is going to be the Ocean Soul this time. Still, I mean, you're talking about obnoxious. It's horses for courses, really, to be honest. Between Infernal and Ocean, they're both pretty frustrating to deal with for whoever does not get them. As Ruler now looking to clear out this last remaining plate from this bot lane outer turret, and it looks like Ixu's able to clear out that minion wave effectively enough. And puts down a control ward for good measure also. And you can see exactly where these good team fights happened for Gen.G, as they have held on to this gold lead very effectively all the way up until this 13-minute mark. But still, opportunities for APK to get themselves into a better position. But Gen.G putting on the pressure here in this mid lane, most definitely. They look to get rid of the last remaining plates before they do fall off in 30 seconds.
Yeah. And they're trying their best to get them. They might be able to get this bot turret and the last plate before it ends up dissipating. It's not a cannon wave that's incoming, so they're a bit on a timer. Certainly not going to be able to get the ones in mid lane, or not going to be able to move the Ezreal up in top. But with 1 minion remaining, Ruler steps forward with life, and they should be able to, yeah, they got it.
Yeah, they get it.
And you know why they got that, Atlas? It was because you encouraged them.
Yeah, I did. You know, I like to think that I'm inspiring when it comes to getting in there and taking down plates.
They could absolutely kill your life force.
Mm-hmm.
That is...
I appreciate it. I never really get very much recognition for what I do to people taking tower plates, so I really appreciate you stepping in and letting everyone know.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great, love it.
Yeah, 5,000 and a half is the lead here for Gen.G. as we tick over the 14.5 minutes in this game, and it feels so similar to game number 1. It feels like Gen.G just shook off their loss in game 2 and have decided, wait, hang on a second, we're just a much better team, so we're just going to win. And it looks like that is, in fact, the case. As now, Clid, he's got his Warrior Enchant, has himself some Merc Treads, looking to go back and augment that with most likely his Black Cleaver, or at least the beginning of it. As the Phage does come in, Pahage sorted out here for the Rek'Sai. And Hybrid in the bottom lane. Yeah, Pahage, you're a fan?
I personally am a fan. I think I have to steal it. I need to stop saying Phage.
Yeah, Phage is... What's a Phage?
Exactly.
It's a Pahage. Only the cultured would know. As Hybrid pushes this minion wave into Rascal, but no more plates to be picked up there, so not really going to be able to find too much, as now they're looking to try and die Vixu. A difficult task, especially with the ability to speed himself up and keep himself from dying. And he's going to be able to get out of there just fine. Clid over to the side here, looking for cover as Distortion is on cooldown. Clid not going to be able to find it, not wanting to invest a flash into this situation, especially not with any backup. As B2D is going to make his way in. There's the Mimic Chains. And does do a fair bit of damage there to Clid.
Well, 1 minute until the Ocean Dragon ends up coming up. They just need to keep playing ping pong, keep doing the lull state, don't make aggressive or reckless plays by any means. That's how they threw away game number 2. And at this point, 50 seconds until the Ocean Dragon comes up. They just need to get that dragon, bring the game to Soul Point, and that's going to be yet another really early potential Soul Point picked up by a team here.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's been a night of souls. So many of our games have actually gone to the Soul Dragon and actually been picked up.
I think it's been every single one of them, hasn't it? I believe so.
You know what? I think that you're right. Yeah. Every single game has gone to Soul Point.
Pretty cool stuff. As Gen.G, speaking of cool stuff, they're going to take down a mid-outer turret, continue their gold advantage. We're moving towards 7,000 gold the lead. As you can see in the total gold, Ruler is well and truly far ahead. He's ahead of Hybrid by almost 2,000 gold at 17 minutes in this game, which is a huge margin. Sitting on a lot of that gold, I think, because he only has the Essence Reaver and a pickaxe, but it looks like Gen.G are going to be moving themselves towards Soul Point pretty comfortably here, unless APK can do something crazy. Looks to try and get in there. Flawless is going to steal it away. He sacrifices his life for it, but it's going to move that timer a little bit into better position for APK.
He sacrifices his life. He knows that nothing else is really going to be achieved, even while his death timer is going up. I mean, he's going to be up in 17 seconds, so not the end of the world. Very big victory for APK, not because it necessarily brings them that much closer to anything. I mean, they're still 16 minutes away, most likely, from an Ocean Soul being able to be captured by them, but it denies Gen.G the potential 22-minute, 23-minute massive game-ending spike with an Ocean Soul. And Flawless, he comes in here, he wins the smite fight, and did his job, basically. So, Clid now going to pick up Shirley. BDD not going to be able to give any assistance, and we're gonna go back to playing ping pong. And you know what? I don't even mind it. Now, I do mind when teams don't pull waves and try to force mini neutral objectives to be created via wave. Like right now, Hybrid could freeze. No, he's not going to. He's got a hot date.
Yeah. He's got to get out of that lane.
He's got somewhere to be right now. Take a look at the minimap, Atlas.
He misses Thomas. Thomas is all the way in mid lane.
Atlas, take a look at everywhere on the map he needs to be.
Yeah, he's got to be mid. He's Ezreal in the mid game.
Okay.
Have you not, like...
There's no mid wave, though. Why does he have to be mid now?
No, but you see, there's another one now coming from the enemy Nexus that he's got to be there for.
What is Ixu going to do?
I don't know. Throw more bombs around? I'm not a scientist, okay? Don't ask me these difficult questions. I'm just a commentator.
All right. Well, he's gonna shove this wave right back into Ornn in a second.
Yeah.
Because he's got a hot date. All right, let's take a look at what happens in mid lane.
And look, Sombrero.
Well, maybe.
Yeah. That's what happened.
Okay.
Now B2D looking to clear out the top wave. Hybrid going to move from ping-ponging to picking up a red buff, and then back to it again.
All right.
Instantly.
Now, all right, now, you know what? Let's view it through the different lens. If Ornn doesn't immediately shove the wave, where does he have to be?
Top lane for the Baron in 23 seconds.
I don't think that you want to start Baron at 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah, but what if the enemy did?
I don't think they can start it at 20 minutes either.
Yeah, but what if somebody else did? You need to be there. You need to be prepared.
I think you got me there.
Yep, I apologize. Look, sometimes I've just got all the answers, and that's going to continue here today. It's the enemy blue buff. That's what he has to be there for. See, look at that. And now his team takes down the enemy blue buff. He was a beautiful bouncer standing on top of that ward, demonstrating that they couldn't actually come over and contest.
Amazing.
Just wonderful. And now there's going to be a team fight.
Yeah. Okay, wow.
As we siege this inner turret, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, look, the minion wave gets obliterated by double bombs out of Zillion, so
now, I
it doesn't
really
actually
like
happen.
this Herald summon without the minion wave. This really does tickle me. So they're gonna get the mid tier 2, but then Shirley's gonna die immediately. So no follow-up gonna happen there.
But they get the extra gold.
Okay.
7,500 is the gold lead, which is a feels good, man.
Definitely is good. 1 minute until what could have been an Ocean Soul for Gen.G, but now it's just going to be another Ocean Dragon. Black Cleaver going to be picked up here soon on Clid. Now let's take a look at cover real quick. All right, he's got a hot date as well. He's got somewhere to be.
Yeah. Look, you can see Ornn on the other side of the field, and he wants to pump that ball right back in. And make sure that he picks that one up, because what if he drops it? Then maybe it's the end of the game. You know? Yeah. I think you might find some truers in the chat.
I can definitely find some weird champs, honestly.
I mean, there's a lot of feels good mans at the moment. It's certainly dominating the current chat. As unfortunately, Ender hasn't said something quick enough. We haven't put the. There they are. There's the weird
Ender
champs.
is a bit of a weird champ. You know.
Yeah, I think that I'm glad that he's being tagged in most of these weird champs. As B2B is going to find a trouble bubble onto the Ezreal, who does make it to relative safety as B2B comes back in again, flawless, down to about half. But APK are going to be in position to try and challenge for this Ocean Drake yet again. And as they stack up further and further, it's actually going to be good news here for APK, who do want to be able to poke out their opponents with their bombs, with the Mystic shots, and things like that, and do have the added safety of the Tahm Kench. Electrocute onto Rascal, but our Sigil not going to be popped just yet, as B2D going to find yet another bubble, this time onto the Tahm Kench, as there's the Ornn Horn, and that's going to secure the Ocean Drake in for the Misfortune, and Gen.G do get to Soul Point finally.
Well, it's going to still be 5 minutes away, so looking at a 28-minute Soul Point capture for Gen.G. This game is obviously much more slow and steady, and I wonder if the game number 2 really influenced that for Gen.G, as Life does activate his stopwatch. He just wanted to go golden to let his opponents know.
Yeah, he's the golden boy.
He is.
I like it. Big fan. He could be a host. There's cover. Looking for Agatha. It decides to walk past her. He's got a minion wave to ping pong, as you can see. Ixu building up towards his spooky ghosts, trying to get this glacial augment build online. He should have that one pretty damn quickly, as he's just doing some ping pong of his own towards the bottom side. And we all know that good old Zillion is pretty good at playing that ping pong. He shoots back those minions very well. We missed a cannon creep, so F's in the chat if we could, guys. And there's the flash forward from Clid. He noticed that minion was missed, and there's the Void Rush to punish the LeBlanc effectively.
Yeah, and I mean, Gen.G just continue to slowly coast further and further ahead of their opponents. Twin Shadows finally complete by the Zillion, so this is the full-on Glacial build. He has Glacial Augment, has the GLP 800, has the Twin Shadows as well. Everyone just sort of playing ping pong over and over. Banshee's going to be the second item on the Zoe. Ornaments are going to start coming in soon. Rascal already level 14, able to give over most likely the Molten Edge to Ruler, and
Yep.
then probably the Obsidian Cleaver onto Clid, and then given that Zoe does have an instantly large rod, we could wait and see if BDD would get a Rabadon's Death Crown. So
Yeah, I'd really like for him to go straight for that now if he can find it, because I don't think Luden's Pulse is nearly as worth it as that particular item, as you've mentioned many, many times in our broadcast.
2.5 or 3 minutes until Ocean is going to be coming up. As APK, they're just really trying to find themselves some items to be able to do something. Zilean is strong, but the problem is that he doesn't really have key ultimate targets against Gen.G's team composition, because Gen.G's team comp is mostly sustained damage all around. The Ornn, the Rek'Sai, the Zoe, the way the MF, they all team fight. The Zilean's not really obstructing too much in regards to how Gen.G conduct themselves, so it's going to be really hard for LeBlanc to do anything meaningful. She can't really jump in. Okay, hold on, Clid.
This is a big aggressive move onto Clid, who will be taken down, but at what cost? Inner turret going to be destroyed here on the bottom side for Gen.G. And you can see covers on the top, trying to answer with that top outer. He should be able to get it, as Life was looking to go back to base, but APK not going to be able to move towards Baron or move to anything else, actually, as this outer turret in the mid lane is going to be still standing as Gen.G do move their way over. And APK start off this Baron quite late. As Gen.G coming on over. They do know exactly what's going on here. But Ruler's on the bottom side, just taking down this turret. He has teleport and is going to use it. Gets himself the turret as well. Huge on. Gigantic damages. Cover almost dead just before anything happens, and they wait out the chrono shift from the Zilean. Secret eats his grey health, but he's going to eat the dust afterwards, as now Golden is not going to keep you alive there, Flawless, and that was the haymaker that APK had up their sleeve, and it didn't do anything. Gen.G will take down the Baron. They move to a 10,000 gold lead, and this series is over.
This series is absolutely over. This Baron, even if it doesn't immediately end the game, it's going to convert into the soul, or the Ocean Soul capture. And just take a look at Clid. He's shoving in mid lane. They had the vision on the Baron. They knew that the opponents weren't on it, so I guess he felt a little bit safe. He ends up going down. APK, they start up the Baron, and take a look at the distance Zoe closes. If I had a ruler, it'd probably be 200-something that she managed to close the distance in. And Hybrid goes down at the very end, like you said, the Zilean ultimate expiring, and then everyone else wasn't really long for the world. As Ruler, he was pushing down bot lane, he had the teleport on the MF, and now with the Baron, 20 seconds until Ocean Soul comes up, and even if Flawless sacrifices him for this, he's going to end up dying. So, but that's the only play that he can really go for. It's a one-way journey. He has no flash. It's going to be an EQ in for a smite fight.
Yep, EQ to the death chamber, but we'll see whether he can take a dragon with him. As our Ruler with the Make It Rain trying to slow down the members of APK. No double bombs to land here onto the Misfortune, who is a little bit off to the side. Hybrid jumping on over, thinking that it's his time to start a fight. As Flawless EQs in, but Rascal now finds the backline. Bullet time, not exactly ideal, as Flawless just going to die. Threw himself into the heavens, as now Rascal looking for Hybrid, who's kiting him out pretty effectively, but also pretty unkillable there on that front line. Not going to get the knock up. Hybrid still kiting. And now Clid's going to move on over to this Ocean Soul, and it looks like Gen.G are just going to get to work on the base.
They're going to get to work on the base as Clid finishes up the Ocean Soul. LeBlanc and Zilean are actually zoned out on the left-hand side. Gen.G going to move down.
Whoa, okay.
Okay.
Jeepers.
Creepers.
Where'd he get those sneakers? Because he managed to at least run away from the Zoe at that particular point in time. Clid tunnels his way out after securing the Ocean Soul. That one blemish as far as APK's Dragon Collection, not going to deter Gen.G here as we have a look at this fight one more time.
Yeah, so Ruler in mid lane, he gets jumped on by Hybrid, Cover trying to go in as well, but not able to find anything. And pay attention to the Ornn ultimate. It gets such a good knockup. Flawless goes on a one-way journey. Ixu flashes forward to try to get Flawless the ultimate as well as go for a double bond. Not able to get either. And
in the meanwhile, Rascal is going 1 versus 3 and winning. B2D still moving on over as there's the on-horn. Rascal finds Flawless, but thankfully he managed to buffer his EQ. Life in a little bit of trouble. There's the AoE damage, though. My God, Ruler just eviscerating the members of APK. Cover now going to be going down. It's a double kill here for Ruler. As Clid, that's the Void Rush, and that is a very dead Tahm Kench. And now Gen.G will follow these minions to the Nexus turrets, and they'll try and ignore game number 2. Because after a 6,000 gold Baron power play, they will win game 3.
Yep, they're going to close out this series of the night. They finally managed to do it, and this was a very big stomp. It was very akin to game number 1. So game number 2, like we were saying, they really punted it away. They were very far ahead in the early into mid game, and then just a lot of reckless, bizarre fights where Gen.G did end up faltering and losing. Game number 3, they pull it back together, play super safe and stable, end up just outpowering APK, and close it off with a really clean victory.
And who do we give the player of the game to? I actually don't know. Is it B2D again?
200 parsecs, Atlas.
Yeah, I mean, he was booking it.
Yeah.
I guess so. I guess it has to happen. I guess we have to have B2D and Chovy at 1,000 points here in the LCK. I have a feeling Rascal might get it. We'll see what the Korean broadcast do decide to go with. I think B2D is the right choice, but we'll have to see.
Well, it is definitely reasonable, I think, for various members on the side of Gen.G to get it. I think B2D, Rascal, and I guess it's actually only between B2D and Rascal, right? Because Braum didn't really do a whole bunch, and Braum actually made a couple of mistakes. I suppose there's a world where I guess you could maybe argue Clid, depending on how you're looking at the game.
Yeah, I think Clid did have a good game, but I don't remember anything too insane from the... Oh yeah, maybe Clid. I don't know. I still think that B2D had a really, really good game and played around team fights very, very effectively.
Well, I think for the most part, he did get a lot of the ball rolling in mid, in bot lane. So I think there is a pretty good argument for Clid to get the player of the game candidate or the MVP.
But B2D got this close up. So 100% has to be him, I think. As he decides that we're not going up on our diving board this time around. This was the steal, but it was ultimately for naught. As, this moment was pretty good out of Clid. You know, he pressed all of his buttons and cover died. So that's pretty cool. Clid might be able to get it. But I mean, this was Clid getting caught. But then Gen.G were able to get a team fight that they were looking for. So it's all interesting stuff. Watch B2D in this fight, though. I mean, he did so much work. That paddle star across 2 people, I believe, because one of them was a LeBlanc clone, but that is both of the carries. And then just manages to finish off everyone almost by himself as the rest of the steam train of Gen.G do fly forward. That secures themselves the Baron, and that will ultimately win Gen.G the game. Yeah.
Now, the thing about this is that Gen.G, they finally, well, not finally, but they picked back up a win. They had their loss to Dragon X that was obviously a bit unsettling. And even game number 2 was also a bit unsettling for them here. But at the end of the day, they did manage to close it out in game number 3. Playoffs are going to be underway in just a bit here. Again, everything's happening so fast now. In the next week and a half, the next time that Gen.G actually plays, they go up against Hanwha Life and then KT. So 2 easier matches, I would imagine, for them. Obviously, Hanwha Life is going to be a lot easier than APK. KT is sort of the wild card, though.
Yeah, who knows what they're going to look like, to be perfectly honest. Now we've had a bit of time for KT. Maybe they've sorted themselves out after their most recent losses. But yeah, Gen.G should be able to sail towards victories in the end of the season. That's my personal opinion, because they've gone up against the more difficult foes in Dragon X and T1, and they have suffered defeats there, but should be able to take it down. As 1,000 points here for BDD, evening out at the top of the table with Chovy. 4-0 and 8 on his Zoe. And he took a little bit of a hiatus in game number 2, but thankfully gets to his 1,000th kill and gets player of the game at the same time.
Yeah, he gets and obviously we should hear that about that from him in the winners interview. As I did see the tweet about, apparently was it them who said that the team didn't really know or notice about the kills going on? I believe it was Ashley. Ended up commenting on it on an interview. Perhaps I'm thinking of some other player, but nonetheless, he was a pretty key part to their wins here today, and just having a really good performance on the Zoe. Cover, meanwhile, he picked the LeBlanc, he picked the Aurelia, knowing full well that he could have ran into the Zoe, and I think that's going to be an area for other teams to sort of maybe look at in the future, because his champ pool seems really weak.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a puddle. It's not even a puddle, Alice. It's like...
But also the champions he can play, he doesn't really have win rates on necessarily at this point in time either.
Okay.
He's going to get 5 out of 9, guys. There was a random vote for Rascal, 3 votes for Clid, and then the English broadcast and the observers bringing it all home for BDD to collect him the...
Korean cast hates us. It's
yeah, they're like, what the hell are you guys thinking? Give it to somebody else so we don't have all these solo interviews that we've had all day. It's mid laners that have picked up all of the player of the games as we throw it over to G-Sun for the interview translation.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Season with the translation, and BDD recorded a lot of important milestones today, reclaiming the first place and also getting the 1,000 kills. Yeah, even though we dropped the game against APK, but we still have the winning streak, and also we have to improve all the blunders that we made today. We want to talk about Zoe, especially. But first of all, let's start off with the 1,000 kills in LCK. You are the 12th player to make this record. How do you feel right now about setting the new record in your career? To be honest, I wasn't really aware of this today, but after I heard that I made it, it feels really nice. Yeah, there are a lot of famous players making that record. Ambition, Ruler, who have been in your team as well. I guess you guys are focused on game itself. What about your Zoe record? Well, also, like undefeated Zoe record, I wasn't also paying attention to it, but since now the record is gone, I feel a bit sad. Yeah, game 1 and 3 was a big stomp, so I want to ask you about game number 2. It was a close game, and it was a very long one. So, how did the players see the situation throughout the game? So, speaking of game number 2, we had to keep rolling the turns. However, we were a bit too greedy altogether, so we have to hand our turn to APK side, so we lost our priority. And also, in addition to that, we made a lot of mistakes. Especially in the end. Yeah, like some of your players were going back to the base, some of the players were even using the TP to get back to the base. What was going on exactly in that situation? At that point, we were pushing down the mid lane, but that was not a very good decision, so we kind of took too much time over there, and after having that Elder Drake, we took a lot of time as well to get back to base. And also, I saw Ornn coming in to stop our base, so I actually went in for Ornn to stop him, so everything just took too much time, so we weren't able to make it to the base on the right time. And APK, they're really like unique, and also sometimes they're really aggressive and scary, and they with Clover and Flawless together, they were really going aggressively around mid and jungle.
사실 별 생각은 없었는데
Well, I wasn't having too much thought on them
제일 잘한다는 자신감
because
가지고
I
싸우다
always
보니까
want to have a
엄청 막
mindset
의식하고 그런
that
건
our
없었던
mid
것
and jungle is the
같아요.
best. So I wasn't paying
그리고
too much
앞서서 뭐
attention
연습을
about their
했습니다만 다시,
playstyle.
승리로 전환한 조이. 이번 진짜 최고 미드
So
플레이어들이
Zoe
많이
got
했는데
another
한국이라는
win,
분들만 연연 나오고 있거든요.
even though
자,
she
본인은
lost
조이
the
어떤 것
game.
같습니까?
So,
LCK
what's your
그리고
thought on your own Zoe?
조이는
Do you think you're the
안산들은
best
뭐 이렇게
Zoe player in
해서
LCK?
최고예요, 지금요. 내 조이, 나의 조이 어떻습니까?
사실
Well,
그냥 괜찮게 한다고
I
생각을
think
하고
like
있어서
I'm just
항상
okay
플레이할 때 자신감
at
있게
this
하는 것
champion.
같아요.
네,
So,
뭐 10승 1패
I
하고
managed to play with my confidence on the champion.
겸손하네요. 예. 자, 괜찮은
Very
조이를 보여주는,
humble state of
이렇게
mind
되겠습니다.
from
자, 이제
BDD.
젠지의 목표는
And
당연히
Gen.G.
이번 스플릿 기준으로 결승 직행 아니겠습니까?
Your goal is going to the
네,
final,
네,
right?
맞습니다.
그러기 위해서는
Yes.
하나와 자 KT 나는 하위권에
So,
있긴 한데
you guys have to fight against Hanwha and KT for the rest of the splits. Those are your two remaining opponents. So, what is your goal or mindset going into those two series?
T1전이랑 DRX전 지면서
In our
많은
recent
생각을
loss
했었는데
to T1 and
저희가
DRX,
결승
we
직행
went through a lot of thoughts.
목표가 아니라 저희
And
경기력을 올리고 나서
Our goal is
그다음에
not
이제
heading straight to the
그
finals.
뒤를 더
We
가볼
want to
것
improve
같아가지고
our
저희 경기력
performance
끌어올리는데
and
집중하고
move
다음
even
경기 더
further
올리도록
to going to the
마련하겠습니다.
spring split
감사합니다.
finals. So we still have a lot of works to do. So I guess going to the finals is not a biggest goal. I guess improving the team's performance is Gen.G's the utmost goal. So this will be the end of the interview with BDD from Gen.G, and I'm gonna pass it back to our casters. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ji-sun, for your interview translation. It's really difficult, guys, by the way. If there's like delays after the interview, it's hard for us to hear Ji-sun without turning on the stream, but then the stream is slightly delayed. So I was like listening to the interview, getting real into it, and then obviously there was just this massive delay. So I apologize for that, but congratulations to BDD for 1,000 kills and for equaling the top position here for player of the game, and also confirming their position in first place, and also getting off their potential losing streak if they had have lost just there. So congratulations to Gen.G, but unfortunately for APK, this puts them in that relegation zone at -9 points. Importantly, the extra point that they may have been able to recover by winning that one game might actually come into relevance. As you can see, everyone at the bottom of the table very close as far as those points are concerned.
Yeah, everyone is sort of neck and neck, and with Sandbox and Hanwha Life having some pretty rough matchups coming up, that's going to be another place to pay attention to. And Griffin, if they're going to want to keep this Cinderella story turnaround alive and sort of avoid relegation, they need to win match 79 tomorrow against Afrika, which I don't even know who to predict for that one. I have absolutely no idea.
Yeah, I actually feel like Griffin are in better form, which is crazy to say.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what's going to happen there. That's going to be an exciting matchup. T1 versus Sandbox should be T1, but we've seen that our teams can upset, and that certainly happened here today with APK winning 1 and Griffin winning 2. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but for now, good night.
Told me to be myself and never feel alone. You're all that I want.